Yo, what's happening, everybody? This is your boy Earth Mac, the mad scientist.
And I'm Vivo.
This is live BLERD talk from the Orange Phoenix Show. Vivo, what you been up to? I know it's been a while.
And being tired all the time.
like
adulting.
Adulting. So what you been up to? And I know you went somewhere over the past weekend, right?
Did I? See, that's how you know you're old, because like you just forget what you've done the past couple of days. Did I go somewhere? I know I went somewhere.
What day is it?
I literally am drawing a blank. What did I do this weekend? Oh, yes. I went to see well, that was actually 2 days ago. I went to the Fat Nick, Puya, and Ramirez concert, part of Puya's All But Six tour. It was pretty awesome. Had a good time.
Awesome. And I want to say when I talked to you, you went to a competition, but you wasn't.
Oh yeah. I was went to a powerlifting competition to support a friend. She did awesome. Believe it was the USAPL Ladies of Iron. Mm-hmm. There were some real strong women there. Real strong. I hope that when I grow up, I'm like them.
So did that motivate you? Because I was thinking when you hit me up, I was like, oh yeah, she's competing this weekend. Awesome. All right.
No, yes, it did motivate me. I'm currently jumping back on the training / prep wagon or whatever. So me and my coach are currently in the process of determining what my next meet will be. Maybe November, maybe December. I don't know. Also picking which federation I'm going to try out. And I'm in the process of establishing a more consistent training routine, because life has been crazy. And so I kind of fell off going to the gym and, being in prep mode. Like being in prep mode for like two years straight, like kind of took a lot out of me. So I took some time off. And so now I'm just in the process of getting back in the swing of things. So we'll see how it goes.
Awesome, man. I cannot wait for you to compete again, because I know you're motivated to compete. And I know you're going to win, because I've seen your training videos. I've seen it. And I feel like if you got the headset on, I know you playing. I mean, you probably playing some anime music. You might have Vegeta talking in your ear. I see you smiling. See, I already know.
That and I get a little help from C Murder and DMX.
Oh, see, yeah. Look, if C Murder or DMX don't motivate you to work out, if you listening to it, I don't know what will. There's nothing else that will motivate you.
Yeah.
Like DMX is constantly yelling in your ear.
Yep.
And growling.
Like, better lift this, otherwise. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, guys, we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. Obviously, as you've seen the title, it is upcoming video games for 2023. And obviously, there's some games that have been released earlier. Obviously, we're going to touch on Redfall. I'm going to give you my personal review on that, because I know I played the first stage. And it left a lot to be desired. But we still going to talk about that. But first, we got to talk about this Xbox situation. And we got to answer the question. Do Xbox really suck? Like, does it really suck? Now, your face.
Kind of like, yeah.
What's going on? Wait, so it doesn't suck. They just do sucky things. But with this particular news that came out, though, with Activision, the whole hoopla with Activision Blizzard and Microsoft are supposed to acquire Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, and I remember hearing about,
Yeah, so that's been halted. And that's supposed to be one of the biggest tech deals like ever as far as the gaming industry goes. And the UK blocked it. So we do have a little bit of excerpt from that. And they had their reasons. And let's keep it a buck. I am a Sony guy. Well, I'm a gamer first before anything. And I have played Xbox and I have done a couple other game systems. But let's just be real. Sony is a bunch of bullies. Like, we know that. Sony is a bully. Like, like sometimes they don't want to play well with others. And I think Sony was one of the main ones that was actually really making a big stink of Activision Blizzard going over to Microsoft, because they think that they're going to take Call of Duty away from Sony, even though Sony has more exclusive, in my opinion. Like, even if they would have taken Call of Duty, it wouldn't have been a total loss for PlayStation. But according to CMA, it says cloud gaming needs a free competitive market to drive innovation and choice. That is best achieved by allowing the current competitive dynamics in cloud gaming to continue to do their job. So that's the first excuse, was it was going to mess up the competitive nature between Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo.
Yep.
But they doubled back and said, nah, it's about cloud gaming. But the other part about it is there was a response from Brad Smith. And I had that response. And his response goes as follows. He says, we remain fully committed to this acquisition and will appeal. Now, the CMA's decision rejects a pragmatic path to address competition concerns and discourages technology and innovation and investment in the United Kingdom. So I could definitely read that. And Facebook user says, Xbox doesn't suck. No exclusives, but Game Pass alone is worth it. UK has a unique history, Vivo, of not overturning appeals when it comes to stuff like this. Like, there's like a 0% success rate. And they say, yeah, we're going to appeal this. Not saying that it's impossible. It's definitely improbable for this to take place, but they say they're going to fight it. Now, the other thing about it is,
it's going to be an expensive fight.
Very. But they got it, though. They got it. Now, Lulu Cheng, she is the EVP of Corporate Affairs and CCO of Activision Blizzard. She says the CMA report today is major setback for UK's ambition to be a tech hub, and we will work with Microsoft to reverse it on appeal. This report is also a disservice to UK citizens who face increasingly dire economic prospects, and we will need to reassess our growth strategy in the UK. Now, global innovators, large and small, will take note that despite all this rhetoric, the UK is closed for business. It's going to be an ugly fight.
It is. Like, I can understand. I feel like there's other factors that are definitely at play. But, having my background, I understand, that we have these various governmental entities that are in place to ensure, the markets remain free, fair, and competitive for all market participants. And this merger, I think, what was the number? It was like 68 billion. It was worth 68 billion dollars.
Yeah, I think maybe it was 69 probably.
And that's an insane amount of market share between those companies. And so at this point, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, but I know it'll probably be a long and arduous process for them to get that overturned. We'll see.
Like, the funny thing about it is, though, I don't think Xbox sucks. Just like what Facebook user said, the Game Pass, cloud gaming, like that alone, like versus spending $70 for a game that may or may not suck, you can see it in cloud gaming and actually play it, test drive it, do whatever you want with it. And obviously that's cross-platform, because I don't think Microsoft ever hid the fact that they want to like do cross-platform with other consoles. I don't think they ever try to hide that fact. So it's interesting, because if there was to do that, they say, hey, we're going to degrade the PlayStation version of Call of Duty. I don't think they would do that because I think that would hurt their market share. Because Call of Duty is such a global entity, and to have it just on one console alone, just to say, hey, I'm gonna stop playing PlayStation so I can play Call of Duty on Xbox. I mean, I don't think the players of Sony would actually move over just for Call of Duty because Call of Duty is third party compared to all the other exclusives Sony has. I mean, I wouldn't jump ship. And
I mean, like, just think to the days, like the way back in the day where, you know, some of the most popular games were exclusive. I mean, it still happens today, but I remember a time where you literally had to buy the console if you wanted to play a specific game. And allowing for cross-play in cloud gaming has made, I feel like it's just done wonders for the gaming community and maybe even the camaraderie. Like, I have friends that are, you know, they have their PlayStation. I can play with them now, whereas before I couldn't. So, yeah, I'm all for it. It'll just be interesting to see what they end up doing should this deal actually come to fruition. But we'll see.
Yeah, if it goes through, because you got UK was like, we're not doing that.
And the US might. I'm sure that the US will also take note of that because I mean we have our own, what is it, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. I mean they may look even, they may place even more scrutiny on it.
I mean, from what I understood, like everybody else is kind of on board. I think UK is the only one that's kind of like, we don't want to do that because Sony, among, you know, some other people are saying, hey, they're going to have a competitive advantage, which is kind of odd because Sony shouldn't have anything to worry about, you know, when it comes to, even if they do take Call of Duty away, like they really have nothing to worry about. And this is coming from a PlayStation player. Very strong portfolio.
And they're diversified.
Yes.
So very diversified.
Easily. And Facebook used to say, I think it'll be awesome. Yeah, I think it'll be awesome too. I mean, cloud gaming, I mean, I feel like that is for the consumer. And you're trying to cater to the consumer because you don't want to spend, again, you don't want to spend $70 on a product that may or may not suck, and you could just go in cloud gaming and do that. It might cause some other risk with other gaming companies, maybe because of the profits, maybe. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I have Xbox Game Pass on my laptop.
Same. Yep.
So, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know I could do that. But I just happened to find it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I can actually play Xbox games on this thing?
Yeah, so, and I've downloaded a majority of the games that I have on my my laptop are Xbox games. Because you know, when I first opened my when I first got my laptop and I opened, you know, set it up, you know, the first thing that popped up was Xbox Live free Game Pass. And I was like, click, bet.
Yeah, exactly.
And as a matter of fact, I mean, so I did secure a Xbox Series X a year and a half ago.
She said secure. She said secure.
Yes, I secured it.
Okay.
Ask me if I have opened it and set it up.
Negative. I can already tell you right now, you haven't done that.
It is brand new, sitting in, I haven't even peeked in the box. Like, have not opened it.
But why?
Because I got my gaming laptop, and when I realized I could play all the games that I could possibly want on my laptop, and my laptop was way more portable. Well, let me back up. Really, the real reason why I didn't set up my Xbox is because so I know that it has, like, a big thing was like playing it in 4K. And because my TV wasn't 4K, I was like, well, I can't play this until I get a 4K TV.
Wow. So you denied yourself.
I just never set it up, and then I ended up getting my laptop, and I'm like, oh, this screen is awesome. And I literally bought a 4K TV like around this past Christmas, like a 55 inch.
Mhm.
and it's literally still in the box next to the Xbox, just in my room. Like, I haven't set it.
Jeez. Wow.
I'm so terrible.
Nah, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I mean, I actually know some people that still have their Xbox and it's still in the box. Like they don't even have it like opened or anything for that matter. But because of the same reason.
I feel like I have ADHD or something, because it's like, now I want to make sure, I want to have like a setup, and I want my setup to be nice and pristine, and that's part of the reason why I haven't set anything up yet, because I haven't gotten started on the actual setup. So it'll happen one day. Hopefully before they release a new console. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think they're really gonna like focus on their the Xbox series for now, just to make sure, hey, we need to get stuff together, because Phil Spencer is the head of Xbox right now, and I feel like Microsoft should not do anything negative to this man, because this dude is the most honest person. Like, out of anybody I know when it comes to addressing issues when it comes to gaming, because he even acknowledged the fact, like, hey, this is bad. This is not the expectation that we did have, and we are going to work on it. And to quote him, he said, hey, there is no great solution on being the first in the console war. That's the most honest thing I ever heard somebody say that. He like, there's no great solution for that. Like, even if Starfield itself be 11 out of 10, that's not going to say, hey, I'm going to put down my PlayStation 5 and just hop on the Xbox, buy Xbox to go play Starfield.
Well, I don't even think that that's really like, nowadays it's so hard. Like, when they come out with new consoles, it's so hard to get a hold of them. Yeah. Because when they first released the Series X and even the Series S and the PS5, like, so many, I don't know, these companies set up these bots to go in and just snatch them, and then they were selling them at 2, 3, 4 times the retail price. So in this day and age, like, buying a new console is like such an investment that I don't think people are able to just, and because, you know, there may or may not be shortages of said consoles, people can't just switch from console to console or jump to another. Like, I don't like Xbox, I'm gonna go and get this PS5. Well, first of all, is PS5 available, and are you going to be paying $1,000 for it, as opposed to what was the retail price? Like, what will be like 500, 600?
Give or take.
Yeah. So, and I feel like that's just going to be a common trend that we're going to see going into the future, when new consoles, really new technology is released, that they know is going to be in a high demand, because, you know, both, you know, PlayStation and Xbox have built up such a loyal following that when a new console comes out, their followers are well, I'm gonna upgrade.
Yeah.
Like, no questions asked. Like, I'm gonna buy a new one. So, I don't know. I just don't think right now in this day and age it's feasible to like try to. That's why cloud gaming is so important, because
it is.
Yeah.
Like, now they did address Redfall, right? I had my experience with Redfall. It looked promising. Don't get me wrong. I seen the trailers, like, oh man, this is a different concept. You know, instead of zombies, we're gonna have vampires, and I like this. This is very interesting. So, you know, when Arcane dropped it, and for a minute, I had it in my Game Pass. I had it downloaded and everything, and I was texting a friend of mine and say, hey man, when we gonna play this together? And, you know, we just never could get our schedules together. So I'm like, you know, he said he played the first stage. I'm like, all right, let me play the first stage. So I played the first stage, I would say 2 days ago. And I beat the first stage. But I sat and thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to dedicate myself to this game. Like off rip, just from playing it, I was like,
I'm looking at. I'm sorry. I'm looking at some of the game footage, and I'm just like,
yeah, mid.
Which is sad. This is Redfall is by Arcane, right? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so sad because I was first introduced to Arcane through Dishonored.
Okay.
I want to say Dishonored won Game of the Year. I feel like it won multiple awards, I believe.
Yeah.
Back in the mid 2000s. It was a great. If anybody's watching, if you haven't played Dishonored, I highly recommend that you play it. Dishonored 2 is also awesome.
Indeed.
But that was such a cool game. Like, they did such an awesome job with that game. Yes, it may have had its issues, but it was a great game. And looking at what they came out with Redfall, it's just like, why didn't you kind of stick with your formula that you had for your previous games? Just because they also did Prey. I haven't actually played that one yet, but I feel like that one was more science fiction-y based as opposed to horror. Well, I think there was a little horror, but I mean, they basically had a pretty safe formula as far as the design of their games. And just looking at the gameplay of Redfall, it's just kind of like, this doesn't look like anything like it. This wouldn't make me like put down Destiny or
it will not.
Call it, like, I wouldn't. As a matter of fact, IGN, I'm looking at it on IGN, and IGN called it an undercooked looter shooter by every metric.
Yeah.
Drag.
I mean, that was a flame right there, man. I mean, they cooked it. They straight cooked it, man. I mean, now we know IGN is a little biased when it comes to certain games or whatever, because I think everybody is aware of that.
Yeah.
But they are absolutely correct about Redfall, because I feel like there should be more to this, and I feel like the developers, when it came to this game, that they just said 2 tiers in a bucket. I'm gonna just throw this together and we're gonna release this thing. Also, in my thought process when it comes to Xbox, is that when these developers make these games, I feel like there might be a little bit of micromanagement in there somewhere, which pushes them to push these games out to incompletion. And
yeah, definitely. I mean, remember, I don't know if you're familiar, but Pokemon, well, first of all, we could go back to a great example, Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And then it happened the next time that I'm aware that there was a game with a lot of issues with the Pokemon Scarlet Violet release. Now, I bought Cyberpunk, and the day when I got home, like, I had it in the shrink wrap, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna play this. And then I started getting notifications about people talking junk about it, and so then I went and actually did research, and I'm like, so what you're saying is that this game will not work in the Xbox that I currently have? Noted. And so then I never played Cyberpunk. Like, it's sitting on the desk right now, still in the shrink wrap. And then with Pokemon Scarlet Violet, I didn't pay any attention to the reviews or whatever, but apparently they just steamrolled forward with the release, even though the game was super buggy. Like the glitch screenshots that people were uploading were insane. Like, characters just falling forever through the map. It was
bad. Listen, when I played Cyberpunk, right, the first time, right, I was super excited because, like I said, I love the aesthetic and everything about Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk genre. So to have it as a game to play, I was super excited about it. So started playing it. I was like, it's taking a while for these builders to form. I'm like, okay.
You're like, what's happening?
All right. I let it slide. So here was the first strike. The first strike was I was on a mission and I was killing this guy in the alleyway. It was like a mission to get Eddies. And I killed him, but he went through, like, whatever item that he dropped, it went through the floor. And I was like, oh, well, I can't finish this mission. So I'll go back to my hotel. Well, yeah, my apartment rather. And I get on the elevator. and I fall through the building from the inside, and my body was just doing this right here consistently, where I was surrounded by a building at first, then I was surrounded by nothing.
At that point, I would have just turned the game off. Like, well,
I was like, I did that was I was like, man, I'm a very patient man, but my patience was running thin when it comes to that. I was like, I'm done. And then I Googled it and I looked at everybody's complaints about the glitchiness, especially with the last gen, the PS4 and the Xbox One stuff, because they dealt with it the most. Because when Project Red released the footage, they only released the footage for the current gen and the PC, and they're basically saying, hey, it's going to be like the same way on PS4 and Xbox One. We didn't get that. Yeah. We went through a series of patches, and it's better than it was before on PlayStation 4, because I replayed it again. I didn't beat it, but it was playable. I'm gonna get it on PC and get my full experience.
I should have already known that my Xbox would have had an issue playing it, because the Xbox that I currently still have hooked up is I have the Advanced Warfare Edition Xbox. And I mean, when I was playing zombies on Black Ops, we got to like level 34, something crazy.
Yeah.
And my Xbox had a hard time keeping up with the number of zombies that were spawning.
Yeah, slow down.
I started like the screen, it was lagging. Like it wasn't my internet connection. It was just like there were so many enemies that the game was spawning, and my Xbox was like, "Yo, what is happening?"
Like, hold up. The
fans were going like. It sounded like my Xbox was going to explode, and I was like, I don't think we're gonna make it past this level, because apparently I'm the weakest link on the team, because my Xbox won't let me be great. So
yeah, so like Xbox is really not that bad. Like again, the great idea is cloud gaming and the Game Pass, and I feel like that is the future of gaming.
Yep.
I feel like eventually there won't be a use for consoles anymore, eventually, but I mean, it's not going to happen anytime soon. But I think when it get to a certain point, cloud gaming is probably going to be just the way things are going to go. And when people say console war, I don't really think about Sony and Microsoft. I think about Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. That's what I think about. Like, that is the true console war, because you know, there was exclusives for one system, there was exclusive for the other system, there was the same game for each system, but one looked better on one than the other. It was that kind of time. So I think Xbox is in a good spot, but Redfall is trash. They're doing a patch for it, but I'm done with it at that point. I can't do another Cyberpunk.
It's just sad when they have to go out, like they have to go back and do patches because the user experience is so poor. Yeah. I mean, they did that with Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, I still love that franchise. Granted, I did get into Mass Effect a little late. Like, I started playing Mass Effect 3, and then I tried to go back and play the original, or the 1 and 2, but then like they were so far ahead with the graphics and that I just couldn't get with it. But Mass Effect 3 is one of my favorite games, and so when they came out with Andromeda, I was super excited for it. Bought it day of, sat down to play. I played that game for like 25 minutes, and I was like, this is some BS.
Like, nope.
I haven't looked back. I deleted it off my Xbox. Haven't looked back. But I know that they have since released a whole bunch of patches for it, so supposedly it's okay now. But I mean, when you build up consumer expectations and you know in your games, and then the consumer gets it and it's not at all what it was, you know, purportedly shown, that erodes customer what is the word I'm looking for? Faith, trust.
Yep. Yeah, the trust.
And it's kind of like a little hard to come back from. Like, maybe try doing it right the first time, or if you know that you're not going to be able to deliver what you think you should be delivering, push back the release date. Like, consumers will be happier that you spent extra time and put extra work to make sure that it was the product that you're telling them that it is, rather than you just, oh, well, this is the date and we're just going to release it. And I mean, because that just shows that you don't care.
Right.
And money is the bottom line. Like, so, but that, you know, corporate America. So
Star Wars Battlefront 2 when it first came out. Yeah.
I didn't play that one.
You should play it now. It is, by all intents and purposes, 20 times better than when it first came out. Because EA was trying to nickel and dime you. They're trying to hit you with their microtransactions. And that absolutely, it damn near killed that. It damn near killed that game because so many people jumped off of it because it was like you was going to pay to win. There was so many microtransactions being put out there. And you know, it was like, oh, you know what? We messed up. How about when you get new things, it's going to be free? Like, you do earn it or whatever the case may be. But Battlefront 2 is phenomenally good.
Okay.
A lot of people still play it, like by the thousands still. And it is free for cloud gaming and Game Pass.
Okay,
so I'm probably going to be, I'm going to download that.
I downloaded Fallen Order a little while ago. So,
yeah. Fallen Order, not Survivor, right?
Yeah, Fallen Order.
And so since you say that, like Survivor, like when it came out on PC, when it first came out, oh shit. I'm like, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was real buggy. It was real buggy. We talking future game of the year, Jedi Survivor. That's what it was. I think they immediately issued out a patch to fix that issue. And I think it was just on the PC side.
Okay.
And I think it was straight on the Xbox. I think it was a little buggy for PlayStation, but I think they already patched that up by now. But yeah, I did the same thing you did. I have Fallen Order. I have to go back and I have to go back and finish it because I have it on my PlayStation. So I'm gonna have to go on my PlayStation and finish it out. And there's this it's not a Rancor, but it's like a giant frog, and it's like he's in front of this item that I'm just curious about. I don't know if it's going to be something that's going to be detrimental. I just want to see it. I'm like, I got to kill this frog, and he stomps me every time.
So you're probably in an area that you're not supposed to be in yet.
I wasn't.
You were.
I wasn't. I was curious. I was just looking for random shit, right? So I was like, oh, what's back there? Oh, there's a frog. I've been using
That's
force powers.
Dark Soul, the first Dark Souls. Like, I have it on my my Switch or whatever. The number of times.
Yeah.
I am offended.
Yo, Destiny for real? Oh,
no. Blasphemy.
Yo.
Blasphemy.
Listen.
As a former diehard Destiny fan.
As a former Destiny player, I can say that blasphemous right there. I can honestly say that blasphemous because so many people play Destiny, man. It's like constant. What season is it on right now? Because I think the games is on right now, right?
Season 22, I believe. Wait. I think it's season 22. They're about to go into the Season of the Deep.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I get new armor. You get to go underwater, it looks like. So, well, what I will say is that Destiny has definitely had its growing pains. Yeah. Destiny 1 was definitely, I don't want to say groundbreaking, but I mean, it became a staple game. When they first came out with Destiny, they wanted to create a staple game like how Halo was a staple game. I mean, it still is a staple game. People always in multiplayer, red versus blue.
Indeed. And
so I remember I got into playing it a little later. But I mean, I played it all the way through, and I remember hearing like a lot of people complained about there not being enough to do in between, you know, the events, the events that they would release. And so when they came out with Destiny 2, they were kind of like, okay, let's make sure that they always have something to do. And going from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 was a little bit overwhelming because it felt like it was never ending. Like there was always something going on. They also made it super grindy in the beginning. Like I don't want to spend 24 hours worth of game time trying to get a gun that you probably are gonna nerf in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's not my life. I mean, so when I first started with Destiny, it was the grind. The grind is what turned me off from it. And I came back to it twice, actually. I was like, man, I want this gun. There's a lot of cool things here, you know, blah, 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 blah. But I couldn't stay vested. But at the same time, I knew how great Destiny is. Mm-hmm. And the community that it has built, because I'm still part of the Destiny community on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And it's just randoms. Like they say, hey man, we need a couple people for this raid, and then they'll jump in and they'll do a raid. And you know, I have a few friends that actually call themselves the Black Hand. So they are like they are avid Destiny players. Like they probably playing, like, if not every day, every other day. If they're not playing together, they are doing some trials, they are doing strikes, they are doing nightfalls.
I mean, yeah, I used to play every day, but since changing jobs and all that good stuff, like I'm lucky if I'm able to play twice a week. Yeah. But what I do, like I do, whenever they come out with new DLC, I'm always there to play it through. Now, as far as their DLC goes, I kind of wish that it was a little bit more expansive. I don't know, like, for example, the Shadowkeep, or was it Shadowkeep? Yeah. I got to the end of that DLC and I was like, so where's the rest? Like, is this where we're ending? Okay. So I was kind of disappointed with that. This last DLC, I feel like they could have gone in a completely different direction. Like, I know that they're building upon the story and everything, but the characters on Neomuna were kind of like, so you basically took a California surfer dude and turned him into a cyborg that's like 9 feet tall. And he rides a razor blade through the sky. Okay. Again,
like I said, I respect Destiny for what it is. And if there is a Destiny 3, which I highly doubt, but I mean, if there was to be any kind of upgrades, I feel like Starship Battle should be part of it. Like, if I'm designing my ship, right, like if I'm designing my ship to the way it looks, I don't want to just be floating in space just waiting to fly into a planet. No, I want to fly this joker and shoot another ship down. Like, shoot another crew down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be, like, that would probably bring me back to Destiny, to be honest with you. Because I do love Starship Battles. Like, when I was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, sometimes I do Starfighter Assault, and if that's the name for it. But I fly the X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, the TIE Fighters, because I just like flying in space, like shooting other things down. So I'm with that. So
my favorite, and this is gonna take everybody back. My favorite flying through space was Star Fox.
Oh.
I loved Star Fox. Loved it. Favorite character was Falco. Team Falco all the way.
Falco. Which character was it that was constantly getting chased? Like, you remember on Super Nintendo, like, you had to save his life every time because he's getting chased by somebody? Yeah.
The frog? No. Peppy was the rabbit. Who was the frog? Oh, now I gotta look it up.
Who's the frog in that? I would just say he was the most useless pilot. All of them. Like, every stage. Yo, Fox, help! I was like, bro.
Every time.
I'm like, we on a mission, man.
Slippy.
Slippy.
Yes.
That's who it is. Slippy. Always constantly
like,
got to save Slippy's
bro.
life.
How did you become a pilot?
Like what? I think somebody just like push trained you through. Like just nah. You know, we needed to meet the quota, so go ahead and be a pilot. You know, there's enough good pilots around you for you not to die.
Star Fox 64. Oh wait, no. Okay, the original Star Fox was this the one that I played? No, I did Star Fox 64. Yes, with the Rumble Pack.
So now we do have some upcoming games of 2023, and man, listen, I'm gonna just go ahead and get it popping right off the rip because I know you're super excited about it, and might as well get into it, and that is Legend of Zelda.
Yay! I'm sorry.
Legend of Zelda is in the building. So we talk about sorry. We gotta apologize for. You know you're super excited about that.
I still have. Oh my god! I have to finish Breath of the Wild because at some point between me starting the game and me getting to the very last level, I became a completionist. And when I got the Master Sword, I'm like, oh, I gotta level up, so it's like at 100% power. But the quest that you have to do to level it up to like its full power is so asinine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So I'm at like, it's like I have to complete the last stage of that quest before I go and do the final battle. And I'm probably going to start, I'm working on this after we get off so that I can just jump right into Tears of the Kingdom. I love Zelda so much. Like, I think this franchise is probably really what got me into gaming. Like, seriously got me into gaming. My first Zelda game was Ocarina of Time.
Really?
And it's still my favorite. One of my favorites.
Man, well, Ocarina of Time is the gold standard, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. As a gamer, I had so many games I was playing, so many games I was given that I kind of missed the Zelda boat, but I didn't because I played Link to the Past and somewhat I played Ocarina of Time, but I knew how good Ocarina of Time was. I didn't have an N64 for starters. So Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask didn't have much time with it. But again, I do know how great Zelda is because this might be game of the year, honestly, for 2023. This is definitely a game of the year candidate. Not saying they don't have any competition, but Zelda fans have been waiting.
Yep.
Waiting for this.
Yep.
So, just like Facebook user Kenny, he said, "Hey, such a classic." He said he never finished it himself. So, don't feel bad. You're not alone.
I'm looking at this gameplay right now, and I already know I'm about to be annoyed with this puzzle.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm gonna be playing like, what the hell? Where does this go?
just prepare yourself. At least you know with this gameplay, you know that you got to mentally prepare yourself for.
But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the annoyance that I will feel by having to place all of these plates just right.
Yeah, just right. And the next game we got coming up is now this caught me by surprise a little bit. So when I was looking through the list, I was like, oh, this looks pretty promising. And that is Lego 2K Drive. So I was actually excited about this because I think you can actually take your car apart and switch your stuff up. I was like, yo, that's kind of dope.
Oh, snap. So basically you're playing as master builders is what I'm getting.
While you're racing.
Okay, so I just want completely, it's still on the topic of Lego, but all of the Lego movies are freaking classics. My favorite is Lego Batman.
Yes.
That movie is so funny. It is so funny.
Hilarious. And this game is available for all consoles. Now, Legend of Zelda Tears, that's going to be released tomorrow.
Yep.
We're talking May 12th.
Mm-hmm.
It is coming. And Lego 2K Drive, it comes out on May the 19th. So that comes out soon too. So there's a good couple of May releases. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, Vivo. I'm gonna get this.
This is basically like Mario Kart, but for Legos.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, speaking of Mario Kart, now I have a question now. Mario Kart or Diddy Kong Racing?
Mario Kart.
Okay, Mario Kart. Okay. Now some people choose Diddy Kong, and
It's
for
been
good
such
reason.
a long time since I played Diddy Kong, but more people are up on Mario Kart. I think that ruins more relationships.
It has. And Monopoly.
Yep.
Something about that fake money.
Mm-hmm.
Something about that fake money. Like, yo, you owe me this. I need my hotels.
Yep.
Give me my hotels. Table flip. That's what happens. So next game we got up is now this is another one that kind of caught me by surprise. And I haven't heard of this, but this one's called System Shock. And that comes out on May the 30th.
Is that a horror type game?
I don't think it is.
It might be.
I think it's more of like a I think it's more sci-fi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more sci-fi than anything. And he says that Diddy Kong Racing was so fun. It was.
Yep.
It was. The gameplay looks promising. I mean, it's on PC, it's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation. So this might be something I could sink my teeth into. Maybe something I can, play for fun.
Kind of Halo vibes from these.
It does.
Weapons.
Now, this is a great question. He said, would they be coming out with another 007? Would they come out with another GoldenEye?
Probably at some point.
Yeah, they got to have another GoldenEye. I mean, if they do like a remaster, I'll be cool with that. This looks promising.
It is a horror game. You can't tell me that's not horror. Okay, so are they trying to be like the next Dead Space? Nobody can be the next Dead Space.
No. Dead Space will make you run out your own house.
I played that game for 20 minutes in the dark, and I was like, well, that's enough of that.
That was it for you.
Yep.
I'm going to hit the old dusty trail.
The first thing popped out of the vent that threw the controller, turned the lights on, turned the TV off. I was like, I'm going to go and drink some tea and sit in my well-lit room.
Are you going to watch cartoons?
Yes.
What is it about watching cartoons after you watch a scary movie, man? I don't know. It just goes straight to, I'm going to watch cartoons.
To be honest, I'm like a horror kind of fanatic. Well, I don't want to say fanatic, but for example, like when I go to sleep, I have now developed a habit where I have to have the TV on, but like no sound. And usually I'll put on some kind of a horror movie and go to sleep. There's something wrong with me.
What?
Yes.
Get out of town.
It'll either be some kind of horror. Now it's kind of like some random show, but before, like, I probably have gone through most of the Netflix Rolodex of horror movies. I know I have gone through most of Hulu's. So it got to the point where I was running out of scary stuff to watch, and so now I'm just on crime, thriller, drama type shows at the moment.
I'm with you.
They haven't really. There are a whole bunch. I mean, we could talk for hours about horror movies, but there's like so many horror movies out there that I have not seen that I'm pretty sure, because I've seen other social media creators like do their top lists and rankings, and some of them I've never heard of, but then they're like, oh yeah, it's because they're banned in this country. I'm like, I don't think I really want to watch it then, because I don't need that type of mental scarring in my life.
Yeah. Don't watch Terrifier 2, because that definitely will hit you.
I feel like I want to watch it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like
curiosity. That's okay.
Like,
well, yeah. I'll play devil's advocate. Go ahead and watch it.
If I watch it, I'll have a report back.
Yeah, you definitely gonna report back. I'm tell you that.
Why did you let me watch this?
Like, oh, you're going to. You're going to. And next game up is this bad boy here. Street Fighter 6 comes out on June the 2nd.
Yes.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I feel like Street Fighter 6 is going to take over. Like, I played the demo. I'm playing the demo like over the past couple of days. The world tour mode, you can create your own character, you can create your own moves, you can literally walk around and get in random fights. And I've never seen that in any fighting game. I feel like that should have been King of Fighters. That should have been like that in King of Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
But Street Fighter 6 is going to take up a lot of people's time. You have the counter moves, and it's so colorful and artistic. Like, the graffiti art in the game is like so in your face, and it's so splashy that it caught my attention immediately. And I was like, yo, this reminds me of Street Fighter 3rd Strike with Street Fighter 4's Flare and the World Tour mode from Street Fighter Alpha 3. So I was like, I'm with that. And there's some new characters too, like Kimberly. I know I'm gonna play with Kimberly. Yeah. Because like her moves is with graffiti. Like, she uses spray cans.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, I was like, yeah. And I'm so glad to see DJ back in here, back in the game, because sorely missed DJ in Street Fighter 5. But
yeah, I'll definitely I'm gonna have to play this. I haven't so my fighting games of choice were Soul Calibur and Mortal Kombat. And I especially loved Mortal Kombat because they would bring in like the different horror icons. So best believe when you could play as a Predator or a Xenomorph. Best believe I bought those. I bought Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy Krueger. I'm so weird. But it's so fun. It's so fun. But I love Soul Calibur, Tekken. Back in the day, I was really into Dead or Alive.
Okay. Yeah. Yo. So.
Because you could make your own. In the later ones, I think you could build your own character.
Yeah. So here's a little story about DOA for me. I was Tekken 2 and Tekken 3. Then I grabbed DOA. When I bought my Dreamcast, I had DOA 2. And once I realized you can knock people through a wall or through tables or through sections, I was like, I'm not playing. I have not picked up Tekken for years. Since Tekken 7 was my first Tekken since 3. Okay. Because of DOA and how fluid DOA was. And because it felt like I was in an actual fight. Like, I mean, going through a wall, going through a table, everything's around you destructive. Like, I really did like that dynamic. So I was a really strong advocate for DOA. Now,
Kasumi and Ayane, those were my two main ones.
I had Hayate. Kasumi was definitely there. Jan Lee was my guy because I like stomping, like grinding my foot in somebody's throat and like stomping it again. I was like, man, he was elite in that regard. And obviously, Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden.
Yep.
Because I absolutely loved when I hit you up in the air on the edge and I pick you up and do that spinning pile driver. But I did it all the way down to the next section, and that did like hella damage, and I just loved it. And the fact that you could reverse moves too, I really did like that.
So did you ever play Soul Calibur?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So who was your favorite? Who were your go-tos for Soul Calibur?
Ivy. Killick.
Yep.
There was someone else too. It wasn't Nightmare. He had the nunchucks. Max.
Okay. So who did I play as? Talim was my go-to.
Yo, that's the other one. She had
Yep.
the batons, right?
No, wait.
It was like bladed batons or something like that.
Yes.
Taki was my other person. Taki was my
Yep,
other person.
Taki the ninja. Yep, she was
Yeah.
one of mine.
Yeah.
I started getting into Ivy, and then Cervantes. Yo, my sister will play as Ivy, and when I tell you, I had to be careful when I was playing against her as Ivy,
Uh-huh.
because she would just be chaining combos, and I'm like, yo, stop.
So wait. So that's okay. I looked at your facial expression when I said Ivy first, so I felt like you got triggered.
I did. So I started playing as Ivy so I could get a better feel for her moveset. But
Right.
oh my lord, I was like, Noelle, stop. Just chaining. And then she had like her special move. I don't know how, like I looked at what her special move was. I don't know how my sister pulled it off. Like I
Yeah.
seriously don't know how she pulled it off. Because the button combination was insane.
Cervantes. Whoa, my sister's
That's a
name
cool
like that.
name. That is
That
on
is
my
a-
list of baby names. Cervantes, yes.
Yeah, that is a cool name though. That is definitely a cool name to have. Holy moly! Wow.
Yeah, but those were, I like the characters that had a fairly quick moveset. Nightmare, or is it Astaroth? Aren't they the same? No, not Astaroth. Astaroth was the huge guy. Nightmare.
Yeah, he had the exposed heart.
Yep, I hated him. I like playing as Nightmare because his damage output was just so high, especially if you like don't get caught by it. Because yeah, now I want to go back and get Soul Calibur because I used to play that game so much.
Now, I think Soul Calibur is on sale right now. If you go in the PlayStation Store, Soul Calibur 6. I have played it. I really do like Soul Calibur 6. I feel like it should have got more shine than it should have. I mean, it should have got more shine, honestly. It's a fluid game. I don't think it was marketed correctly. I do see people still play it when I go to conventions and stuff like that, but the mainstays really is Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. You can say Guilty Gear Strive, and that, but Soul Calibur 6 is not even to mention.
Do you know they're coming out with a new Mortal Kombat, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
My favorite, who's Scorpion.
Yes. I
Oh,
kind of like Kodokan too, man. Kodokan,
yeah.
I'm starting to really love him because he could do hell.
I really liked. I would play as Devora, Melina, Scorpion. Wait, Cassie,
Mm-hmm.
because she's just like the perfect mix of Sonya and Johnny. I did play a bit as what is Jax's daughter's name?
Oh, Jackie.
Jackie. I did play a little as her, but I think I really like playing as Cassie. I liked her. I liked her moveset a lot. And Devora, even though she's like
The Buck Lady.
yeah, and I hate insects, but I'm like, I guess I'll make an exception. Except when she pulled like one of her moves is like she pulls a larva out of her stomach, and I was like, all right, so I'm switching to the next character now. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And they asked, what do you think about the Tekken series? Phenomenal series. I can't wait till Tekken 8 drops. But Street Fighter 6 is definitely going to catch my attention. But
Yep.
What about you, Vivo?
I'm gonna give both of them a look.
Okay.
I mean, it's been so long. I've been so focused on like shooter games. I can't tell you the last time I played a fighter game. The I mean, if we want to talk about fighter games, we could get on the topic of like the anime based ones. I really wanted to do or get the Jump Force, but I haven't gotten that one yet. But go ahead.
You will never find it.
Why?
They took it off the market.
Oh, why?
The licensing probably. Look, listen, when I tell you I went clean across town to get Jump Force, because I had it before. It's fan servicey, not in a perverted way, but it's fan servicey for people that just want to play as that character. There's no skill gap, and there were a whole slew of characters. Like I found out about City Hunter through Jump Force.
Oh, okay.
So,
did you play Raging Blast? They've come out with like.
I haven't, but Dragon Ball Fighters. You know, that was my jam. That's the Dragon Ball game I always wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tenkaichi, Budokai Tenkaichi was definitely top tier, honestly. Speaking of which, now that I'm on the subject, last night and this morning, I was able to successfully get a PlayStation 2 emulator for the laptop.
Oh, awesome.
And listen, when I tell you the struggle was real, I got the emulator, but whenever I got the ROMs for the games, it used to do this little choppy slowdown thing, and I just couldn't play it. So YouTube is your best friend. So I went on YouTube and I figured out a way to actually slow it down. So I got the first game I got was NBA Street Volume 2.
Oh my gosh.
That's the first game I copped up. I got NBA Street Volume 2, NFL Street Volume 3, Fight Night 2004.
You taking it back.
Yeah, wow. Galactic Wrestling Ultimate Muscle.
Oh my gosh.
Need for Speed Underground, The Bouncer from Squaresoft. There was some other games that I got. I gotta look now.
Well, I played Shinobi Striker. Okay. I really like Shinobi Striker because you could also create your own character and then get tutored by all of the greats.
Yeah. I did not get Tony Hawk yet. I just had to make sure, but NBA Street, man, oh my God. If you know how hard it is to find NBA Street Volume 1, matter of fact, 2 is like one of the hardest ones to find.
Oh, wow.
If you find Jump Force, the servers are down, so you're not gonna play anybody online. They shut the servers down back in August.
Dang.
Yeah. So.
And I was at the game store, and I saw it. I should have got it while it was still on the shelf.
It's probably still there. Just FYI.
Okay. Well, I don't know about GameStop because you know how they are.
True, but now. Did you see like the binder of Jump Force, or was it like front facing?
I think it was front facing.
Front facing?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody gonna pick it up.
Okay. Because
you can't play anybody online anymore. It just you're playing the computer. And any DLCs that you miss, you're not gonna get. Weird. FYI. Because Jump Force.
How are you gonna release a game and not have the licensing figured out?
It was that and the fact that people just shat on it. I mean, it was like there's no skill gap. When you know when it comes to anime fighters, they're known to have like an option for one button combos, and that just pisses people off. So, yeah. Once I played it and I got my fandom filled, I was like, all right, I'm done with it. Yu-Gi-Oh is a menace in that game. I'm gonna just let you know right now. Yeah, I mean, you can have Yusuke, you can have Hiei, you can have All Might, anybody you want. Yu-Gi-Oh!
You're gonna solo. He's gonna solo.
He will solo you.
Oh my God.
He will dark magician your ass to death. I'm gonna just so many trap cards. It's ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Anytime I see a Yugi, man, when I used to play online, I was like, yeah, this is an L.
like, well, can I just forfeit now so I can go on to the next one?
Yep. Mark said he should have grabbed it when he had a chance. Listen, man, I'm not even gonna hold you. I think I got the very last Jump Force video game. If you have a PlayStation 4, I would actually give that to you. I would actually give a Geek Corner member Mark my Jump Force if I have it still, because I don't even know I still have it, to be honest, to keep it a buck. But going to the video games, we got another one that we got to look at, and that is Final Fantasy 16. Now, I have my reservations about Final Fantasy 16. I don't really like the single player kind of aspect of it, because I'm an old.
This makes it, and this makes me want to get it, because I don't know if you played the Vincent Valentine. I forgot which Final Fantasy one. What was that?
Dirge of Cerberus?
Yeah, did you play that one?
A little bit. Yeah, I know what you're talking about though. On PlayStation 2, I might download that. Yeah.
I like just seeing it now, because I haven't really been into Final Fantasy. So like the turn-based games, like I'm more familiar with like the Tales series. I know I've played Final Fantasy in the past. I tried Final Fantasy X, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't really get into it. But I played Dirge of Cerberus, and I loved that game. So this looks like it's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's I think as time progresses with Final Fantasy, there was kind of slowly going away from like the party system. Mm-hmm. So this is definitely different. The graphics is awesome looking.
Yeah.
I'm just a traditional RPG guy. Like I like to have a party. I like to have like different characters I might want to upgrade and stuff like that. But I have my reservations about it. That's not to say I won't get it, because this game do look awesome.
It does. Kind of getting a little bit of Monster Hunter vibes from this, but
yeah, a little bit. So, I mean, from what it's worth, man, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be awesome, because a lot of people have been asking about Final Fantasy 16. Mm-hmm. Now, I did tell you about this game though, and you was very curious about it, which I'm surprised that you haven't seen this. But I'm talking about Exo Primal that comes out in July, and this is like hunting down dinosaurs. Now, if you ever played Dino Crisis, it's probably going to have that kind of vibe with you. And
why does the mech look like a trash can though?
I think you can upgrade it. I think you can actually change that around.
Okay, thank goodness.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was a beta that was out, and I actually missed that boat, but it comes out in July, so I'm not hurting totally, but we'll see. This looks good though. For what it's worth, it looks good. And I like fighting dinosaurs too, so there's that.
Random question: did you ever play? What was it called? Apex? Was it Apex? What was it called? Where you were? I can't remember the name. Wow, let me look it up. I'm not Apex. Not Apex. That's not Apex Legends. It wasn't that. What was it called? It was like you.
You're not talking about Turok, is it?
No. You piloted giant mechs, and it was a fairly recent game, like within the last 5 to 8 years it came out. I want to say.
Giant mechs. Well, it's not Gundam, because I know you was gonna say that.
No, giant mech video game.
Is that Armored Core?
No. Because it was also open. I think it was open world.
Oh, you talking about Anthem?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Anthem. Yeah, because actually Mark asked, he said it looks like what Anthem should have been. Yeah, talk about an epic fail. Anthem is probably the biggest epic fail, probably more of a fail than Cyberpunk 2077.
Yep.
Because them jokers said that was going to be a Destiny killer.
I remember that, and then it came out, and everybody was like, "Eh."
Yeah.
I played it for like maybe a day and was like, Titanfall. Also played Titanfall. I remember that being fun.
Titanfall was actually okay. I'm not even opposed to that. Titanfall was actually all right. It was actually all right. And you was talking about mechs earlier, and there's another mech game, and this actually caught a lot of people by surprise, and that is Armored Core.
Oh.
And yeah, so Armored Core 6 is actually coming soon. Actually. So I did see some of the gameplay on it. A lot of people are very, very excited about Armored Core. So
graphics are awesome.
Yeah.
Feed the fire. Okay.
Yeah, so this one's I think the last Armored Core didn't get like the best reviews, but this one with the visuals and the gameplay, this one might be something a lot of people gonna pick up. A lot of people got excited about it once it was released. Huge disappointment. Kenny said it was a huge disappointment. A huge disappointment. But he said Titanfall 2 was awesome. So we'll see about my Armored Core, man. It looks promising. It looks promising.
I like it.
Yeah, it looks promising. I'm not even mad at it. So I know the next game up is. This actually took me by surprise too. It's a lot of games that actually took me by surprise this time around. Like stuff that you don't like expect, but you're gonna get it. And that is Crash Team Rumble with the Crash Bandicoot team. Yeah.
See, I never really played Crash Bandicoot.
What? Okay, I can't judge you. I
was more Banjo-Kazooie, Spyro, which I should theoretically have played Crash Bandicoot if I also played Spyro, because they have a crossover, don't they?
I don't think so.
I feel like
wait, you had an N64, didn't you? Because you said Banjo-Kazooie. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. But wait, you had an N64 and a PlayStation 1 because you said Spyro too.
PS2 got into Spyro around whatever game was out for PS2.
Okay.
I played that.
Okay.
But yeah, we were N64. What was the other console that was N64? We had a Dreamcast. Yeah, and then we got a PS2. I got my very first Xbox that was later stolen by somebody, but that's another story. I like that Xbox a lot.
Yo, so let me tell you about this Xbox though. You say such a classic. I hated the racing Crash Bandicoot though. Oh yeah, Crash Team Racing CTR. Yeah, I wasn't too with that because Mario Kart was out, and I was like, whatever. So I had a PlayStation 1. Never had a memory card until much later. And then
had to leave the game running so you didn't lose progress.
Leave the game running. Leave the game running.
I swear the old consoles were like the hardest working consoles back in the day.
Like, come on, man. You couldn't just give us a free memory card with it, man. Like,
right, yep.
Come on. Trash. So, never had a memory card. So, we're playing Metal Gear Solid. And always get through the first disc. Never quite figured out up until much later that I could switch the disc out with the system still being on, because I made a mistake several times on turning it off and putting a new.
No.
Yeah. So nightmare. But I got so used to beating that first disc I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna go through all this rigmarole. I'm gonna just get a Game Shark and go right through this first disc so I can get to the second one. So here comes Xbox, and it says, hey, you don't need a memory card. It's optional, but we got an internal memory for this. And by the way, you could put your own CDs in this thing and customize music for other games for you to play, like Project Gotham Racing and Grand Theft Auto. I was like, oh, by the way, we are the most powerful game system of all time. You know, at that point in time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, he said Sega CD.
Okay.
That might have been. It should have been.
So,
It should have been better than what it was.
I don't know if anybody remembers this game.
I
want to find it though, so I can play it. It was an N64 game called Extreme G. It was
Yeah. Oh, wait. Is that no? That's not a motorcycle game, is it?
Yes, it is. Yep.
It is. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I was addicted to that game. Oh my god! Like, that probably is still my favorite motorcycle game. Like, and I would always race with Grimace, the purple one. I think that's what his name was.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. I'm gonna find this game. I will buy an N64 just so I can play this game again because I loved it that much.
I'm with it. Listen, you got some help. Look at it. Yes. See, Mark's like, yes.
That game was so much fun. I was blowing up everybody on the racetrack. I love it. I love that game. I loved it so much.
Kenny says Sega Dreamcast is when we started burning video games. See, a lot of people didn't realize that until later. They was like, yeah, we could actually burn games and actually play this joint. You didn't need it was the interface that Dreamcast had where you can actually get a burn CD and like play the game that way. So make copies. Oh, the ghetto. So, but yeah, like with the Xbox, it's like, yeah, I'm the most powerful engine, and it actually told the truth because it was way more powerful than PlayStation 2. The graphics was better. Mm-hmm. It took a gamble on itself because it was underrated because PlayStation 2 put Dreamcast officially out of its misery when it said, hey, we could play DVDs.
Weren't they one of the first that also introduced like wireless controllers? Because I remember there was like, they had like a little, they had a dongle that you could plug into the front.
Yeah.
And play wirelessly that way. I don't remember if PlayStation had that, the wireless.
If they did, it wasn't, I don't think they made a big deal out of it. Now,
okay.
PlayStation had a DVD player where you can use your controller to play the DVD, stop it, rewind, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But with Xbox, you had to actually get the adapter and the actual DVD remote to actually play.
I remember that. I had the remote. Yep, I had that.
Man, this is some bullshit, man. I was like, man, I want to play some DVDs. So I had to go buy. That's the only way they got me.
Money.
They had to get that money. Mark said, I knew a guy that could burn Dreamcast, Xbox / 360, and PS3 games.
Oh, I know he was making bank. Go to the video store, rent the games that you need, burn them.
That's it.
You know,
that's right.
That would have been a great business model back in the day before.
That's a hustle.
But then there's copyright, so you got to be careful of that. But
the ghetto. It's the ghetto.
Like the days of LimeWire. Wait, Napster and LimeWire. I remember downloading music. Yeah,
Napster, LimeWire.
Everybody
Morpheus.
was getting like, everybody was getting like in trouble, and I was like, well, I guess I'm not. I'm gonna stop because this seems to be getting dangerous for.
Hey, what? Okay, so you said Napster, LimeWire. There was Morpheus. There was Kazaa.
Yep. Yep.
I had the Winamp music player because I could.
And you always had to be like, because you downloaded them as torrent files, right? And then you had to like convert them, but you also had to be careful as to what the file was because there were so many random files that, oops, I accidentally downloaded something that I shouldn't have downloaded and probably would get me sent to prison should I open the file.
And Bear Share, that was the other one. I was like, man, those are good times, man. I mean, obviously it took you about 5 hours to download a song.
Yep.
But still yet though. It's better. So next game up, we got I'm super excited about this, but it's gonna come out like in September 2023, and that is RoboCop Rogue City.
Snap.
So I ain't played a RoboCop game since RoboCop versus Terminator for the Sega Genesis.
This looks awesome.
Very much so. Like, I had a legitimate thought though. You RoboCop, can anything really kill you besides just a rocket launcher? Because regular bullets can't kill you.
Yeah, I like how it looks like they're going with his original design. Yeah, it looks like they're going with his original design, maybe with like a little bit of little updates, just a little bit. Oh, and they used the original actor. Yes. Yes.
Man,
oh, that's awesome. When they came out with the new RoboCop movie, I watched it and I remember being entertained by it, but at the same time I was like, but they also gave him, like, in the remake, he had his memories, like he retained his memories if I remember correctly, and so he was able to go back and stay with his family. And I was like, that takes away from his tragic character.
Yep. Wait. You talking about a new RoboCop, the remake?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one that came out in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Granted, I thought like his updated design was pretty awesome, but at the same time, I was like, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
I remember what was the name of the actor that played him?
The new guy or
the original?
Paul Verhoeven? It was a weird last name. It was Paul something.
Peter Weller,
yeah. Well, I'm thinking Paul Verhoeven. Oh, the director, the guy that created it. That's what I'm thinking about.
So he said, I remember, because I'm also into like sci-fi, special effects, all that kind of stuff. And I remember reading somewhere where, they created the suit and he was like, it was probably the most uncomfortable experience I have ever had in my entire experience of acting, because I want to say they made it out of, it might have been fiberglass, I don't know, but he was like, it literally hurt to wear it.
Yikes.
And also move in the way that RoboCop was supposed to move. Like, he did not have a good time at all.
You know what? I think that's what Drax feels, man, because he got to go through that whole entire makeup session where his whole, at least the first half of his body, and he got to sit there for hours, then act, and then get remaked up again because of the sweat. So
same thing with Jim Carrey when he had to, he was was in the role of the Grinch. They made him, they said that he had to undergo torture training so that he could get through the suit up process. And there's actually a part in the movie where, because he also had a really hard time with his contacts, because I think they were full sclera or whatever.
Yeah.
And he actually had to, I guess they had taken him out and they didn't realize that he had his contacts out, and you see his regular brown eyes instead of his yellow eyes, and they didn't catch that in the final cut of the movie.
Even if they didn't, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm like, hey, you caught my nope. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep on rolling. But and we actually have one more game. Actually, now you might have a list too, Vivo. But the next game up is an Xbox exclusive, and it is Starfield.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry. You hear my dog in the background?
He is upset. Unless he sees something that he likes.
No, he just wants attention.
Oh, he's like, hey, let me in. But yeah, this is Starfield, and it's by Studio Bethesda. And but that's the when it comes down to games, man, it's held to a certain standard. So, and with the anticipation of this, I think it's going to do really well. I just hope they don't just push this thing out to the point where they got to patch it immediately.
When is the release date?
Let's see here. I had it listed here. Starfield. Huh. I actually got to look that up right quick. Just give me 1 second. It's supposed to release this year. So Starfield, September 6th, 2023. So I mean, it got some time. It got some time. I mean, we did see some gameplay. Maybe we'll see like a beta, maybe, or a demo of some sort.
Okay.
You know, just to get a feel of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks promising. It looks good. I mean, I like Space Odyssey games.
Mm-hmm.
So this is right up my alley. I mean, when Guardians of the Galaxy was released, I bought that day one, and I played that for maybe a couple of days because that's how long it took me to actually beat it. Because I played it for some mad hours. So
the graphics on this look great.
It does. It really does. So I might get this. Yeah, I might get this.
Well, it kind of reminds. I'm getting Space Division vibes a little bit.
It looks pretty dope though.
Yeah.
From the looks of it.
Yeah.
I dig it. Now, what I'm waiting on Vivo, I'm waiting on Grand Theft Auto 6. That thing is going to sell like hotcakes.
Yes.
Like
when was the last one that came out?
Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. Ooh.
It's years ago.
Yeah, man. Hold on. When GTA 5 came out? I gotta look that up. Because it's been a while. 2014.
Oh, so it's been that long?
Yeah, it's been rolling. Actually, no. The initial release date was 2013. Yeah, September. Yeah, 2013.
Wow.
Yeah, 2013.
Wow.
And people are still playing this thing. People are playing it online. GTA Online. I'll never forget the day that he used to be a host on the show. His name was Boogie Blends. Like, he cuts hair and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was cutting my hair one day. I said, man, I haven't like picked up GTA 5. This was like maybe a year and a half ago. He was like,
mm-hmm.
He immediately stopped. He turned the clippers off. He was like, you're doing yourself a disservice, my guy. And he walked away. And he came back and he just like slapped GTA 5 in my lap. And like, listen, go home and download this and play this. You got to officially play this. And I started playing it. I got hooked immediately. But you know, people are so vested in GTA 5, they don't play this game for so dang long. You know, I did a couple things because all of it was online.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a car and I pulled up to like this store and I was about to walk into this gun store. I was literally 2 steps for walking inside. 2 steps. Someone drove by and shot me, slammed me in the face. I was like, wow. Oh. And you know, they leveled up and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, this is going to be a grind that I'm not willing to go through. A lot of people say San Andreas is their favorite. I like Vice City. I like the 80s aesthetic. I like the Miami Vice, I like the Miami Vice thing. So, because I used to work at Electronic Boutique, formerly GameStop. Formerly Electronic Boutique, now GameStop.
Wait, EB Games?
Yeah, EB Games. No, I went back before then. I was Electronic Boutique.
Oh, wow.
We talking what? It was Electronic Boutique, GameStop, Babbage's. There was another store too. But either way, working there, you can actually rent out games because you work there for like 24 hours.
Okay.
So I grabbed Vice City for the Xbox. For some reason, it felt like it was a rare item for it to be on Xbox. So I put some music on there and I played this thing all night long. I mean, I made it to the point where I made it past the helicopter stage. You know that the infamous helicopter stage? It wasn't that hard for me. But the hardest thing was I set up a bomb in the mall. And there was a dude that was with me, and he was supposed to ride in the car with me, and I'm getting chased by police. I'm getting rammed by a truck, spikes on the road. I hopped out the car. He runs off. He's still alive. I gotta keep him alive. I'm in between two buildings. Like, I just found a glitch where I just kind of like just hung out in the building for like. I'm just sitting there chilling. I was like, these stars gonna go down eventually. Nah, this is part of the game. No. It's still 4 stars.
Oh my gosh. So you were just chilling, trapped, essentially.
Pretty much, because the police cars literally running into the building, trying to get at me, but they couldn't get out the car to get in between the buildings. So the minute I peeked my head out, just a hail of gunfire. I was like, well, that was a wrap for your boy. So and I had to return the game the next day.
You're like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna be stuck here.
Yeah, pretty much. But I have Vice City for the PC, and Vice City is on the cloud too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say like Steam?
Steam.
I actually haven't downloaded any games from Steam. I didn't find out about Steam until like 3 months ago.
Don't feel bad.
Because I was like, I just downloaded straight to my computer I have Game Pass, so just download it.
Because it's some games
Steam is better, so
like it's some games on Game Pass that are not on Steam, and there's some games on Steam that's not on Game Pass.
Okay.
So, also keep that in mind. Also, there's some games you can download, but it don't map to your controller. So,
okay.
It kind of forces your hand to play on mouse and keyboard, which I don't like. But
I can't do that at all. I tried. I tried my hardest. I can't. I can't. I don't have the coordination.
It's not my life. I can't do that. StarCraft 2, like I want to play StarCraft 2, and it's all keyboard and mouse. And I've seen people like click, 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 click. I was like, how are y'all doing this? And I mean, they're moving all across the map and all that stuff. Like, cool concept, but can't do it.
Yeah.
Never. So, do you have some games? You mentioned Pokemon.
Yes. So, we talked a little bit about all of the issues that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had when it was initially released, but I believe they have since patched the game, and they've released all these announcements about how sorry they were that the game was buggy and all this kind of stuff. But they are releasing a DLC called Hidden Treasure of Area Zero.
Whoa.
So I'm actually excited about that because I have Pokemon Scarlet. I played the hell out of that game. Even with I was luckily I didn't have a lot of like glitches or experience a lot of bugs. There was maybe like 1 or 2 here and there. But I played the hell out of that game. And so I'm super excited about the DLC because I just want to know, are they going to have more Pokemon for me to catch? And I know that they kind of changed the raid system up from, they changed it, like it's not anything like Sword and Shield. I'm hoping that they put in a little bit more character customization, because in like Sword and Shield, you could basically customize everything about your character. Whereas in Scarlet and Violet, you were stuck wearing a uniform and you could only change the pants or the shirt, but it was still the same uniform. You could only really customize like your hat and your shoes, your gloves, and that kind of stuff, which kind of sucked. And I'm not sure if they have since added that capability, because I kind of have been, I put Pokemon down for a little bit, just because I think I leveled all my Pokemon up to almost, I want to say I'm in the 80s now.
You're out here raising killers.
Yeah, I need to get them up to the hundreds. so that I can actually play competitively. So we'll see. But I'm excited for it because I did really enjoy playing the Pokemon game, because I mean, I first got into Pokemon when like Blue and Red were out for Game Boy, like the original green screen Game Boy. And I kind of got hooked on it, so I'm looking forward to it.
So I think, did we have a conversation about Pokemon and Digimon? I know we're going to have a show about this eventually.
Yes.
About Pokemon versus Digimon and where does it stand in the tier list. And I saw a meme and it was Yu-Gi-Oh in the crowd. It's like, it says like, when you've been winning every single tournament, but this one dude finally wins one, he gets all the clout. And so it shows Yugi like unimpressed. I just like, nah, everything I've been in, I won. But this dude over here finally gets the cup, and everybody on him like. But his story was a lot better though. It's like he was underdog the whole time. It took him how long to finally win?
Yep.
To finally win one? Jeez. And good old Ash retires. So
I have not kept up with any of the Pokemon show, anime, whatever you want to call it. Anime, yeah. It's there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot to catch up on.
It is.
I mean, I'm committed to One Piece, so I should be able to commit to watching Pokemon.
Listen, if you can commit to One Piece, you can commit to anything in life.
Yep, and I watched every single episode. Everything.
It's everything. I mean, I know eventually we're gonna have to do a show on One Piece and the lore, and we have to do a show on Guardians of the Galaxy because we both have seen it.
Yes.
And this is grade A stuff right here. That is probably it is the best set of movies to me out of all the MCU movies. Like, it was a steady progression, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. And I know some people have been asking what's next for Guardians, but there's plenty of Guardians. I mean, if not many people was familiar with the comics before it was on, in the movies. But now a lot more people have been picking it up, and they realize that it's not just that team as Guardians, because at one point Captain Marvel was the leader. At one point Nova was the leader. At one point Rocket was the leader. So Gamora was the leader at one point. There was a point where Peter Quill was not even on the team at all. Like, he was missing.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to do. Now, with James Gunn not being there,
I think he's going to be pouring all of his energy into
DC,
which I think is great for them. I am so looking forward to seeing The Flash.
Yes.
Only because Michael Keaton is in it as Batman.
Yes.
When I saw his face on screen, I was like, yes. And I thought I was through with DC. As soon as I saw him, I was like, DC, take me now. Like, only reason I am going to happily skip.
Michael Keaton is single-handedly bringing people back to DC.
Yes, he's tapping into a whole other fan. Well, I don't want to say a whole other fan base, but like those of us that grew up with him being Batman.
Yeah,
he's bringing us back.
There's a new trailer out where I think he's taking on Zod. Like, he's going up against Zod. I know Supergirl actually fights Zod too, but
that's supposed to be Kara, right?
Kara. Yeah,
Kara.
So I'm like, this might be. I mean, from what the score is saying, like, this movie is phenomenal, and I know I said this before on the show before that this might be the greatest superhero movie ever. I'll wait till I see it, but Michael Keaton is definitely single-handedly bringing people back to the movie theaters to watch DC movies. And this is a reset, considering the fact that, Barry is going through time. He's actually
Yep.
resetting things. So after the Flash, that starts that new timeline of Gods and Monsters, which is the first chapter James Gunn is actually talking about. So
Like, I think he's doing this, the way that he's setting this up, he's setting DC up for success.
yeah,
Because then that gives him the ability to go through and kind of basically kind of scrub the slate clean to a certain extent, and bring in new actors and actresses as he sees fit, and also expound upon different additional characters within the DC universe.
yeah, no doubt about it. So before we get off the show here, I know the game that you're looking forward to the most is Legend of Zelda.
Yep.
That comes out tomorrow. You say, what's funny, you say you're gonna pre-order. You're gonna pre-order it.
I'm gonna pre-order it tonight.
So it's gonna be on the Switch immediately, like as
Yeah.
of, I say midnight, but I'm gonna say 2 a.m. because
I think the download, it should be automatic.
Okay.
I think. I will report back.
Yeah, and I think there's an open beta for Street Fighter 6 coming out next weekend.
Ooh,
So
okay.
for the next few days, so I'm gonna hop on that like crazy because I need to play that like crazy. But I'm gonna jump on Zelda. First I gotta play Breath of the Wild, and then
Well, that's gonna take you a long time. Good
uh,
luck.
you know what? I might not.
No,
I'm that
go ahead.
committed.
No, you should you should play it. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful game.
Yeah. What about Skyward Sword?
Did I
How
play
was that?
I don't think I played Skyward Sword. I played, what came before that? Did I play Skyward Sword? Wait, let me check. Zelda.
I want to say you have.
Skyward Sword. Can't spell. Okay. I did not play Skyward Sword.
Did not play Skyward Sword. Okay.
Nope. Sure. Wait. Nope. Didn't play this one.
Didn't play it. Okay. It's some games on the Switch I need to knock out. Oh, wait. There is one more game before we knocked out. And I can't believe I almost missed it. Cannot believe it. Because I played the beta for a few days. And let's give it one quick second. I'm going to go ahead and. It is Diablo 4. So I played a demo of this. Now, as a person that have never played Diablo at all, and I picked this up for the first time, I got hooked. I got hooked on it to the point where I picked up Diablo 3 on my Switch and started playing it on there. I haven't played it in the past few weeks, but Diablo 4 looks promising, man. I mean, it's like 4 hours done passed. Like for me playing, I'm like, damn. I ain't wasted 4 hours, but I wasted 4 hours.
Yeah, I never played any of the Diablo titles, but I figure that this one would be a good excuse to get into the franchise. I've heard nothing but good things about it and how addicting it is.
Very, very.
Like on the level of like World of Warcraft type addictive.
Yeah, I think you can actually kind of. Well, no, that's actually correct. That's actually correct. It comes out June 6, 2023.
Okay.
Only a few days after Street Fighter 6. Oh my gosh. So
you're gonna be busy.
Oh man. 2023 is just oversaturated with just like good games and good content. Like Starfield, Legend of Zelda, Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Exo Primal comes out in July. I re-downloaded Battlefield 2042, right, for PC, 10 times better than what it was on PlayStation 4 by a mile. I think with the patches they fixed that, and I'm good with that. Halo Infinite.
So I have that. Wait, do I have that?
You have that?
Halo Infinite. Yep, I have that on my. It's in my taskbar.
Halo Infinite is I can understand why it got mixed reviews.
I don't think I. Oh, I did. I did start the campaign on it,
Okay.
and I was super annoyed as I was playing through it.
I didn't play the campaign. I just played the multiplayer because I was like,
I haven't gotten that far yet.
What's so funny about it is that when they showed the gameplay for the campaign, it didn't get the best response. It was like, what is this? This is supposed to be the flagship bearer of Xbox. You couldn't do better than this? That's a facial expression that you got. So
I feel like, okay, so Bungie originally did Halo or whatever, and I think when there was that split, Halo kind of started to veer off a little bit, because Bungie was like, Destiny, we're pouring all of our effort, energy, and resources into this to make Destiny the new Halo or shooter, whatever. Like I used to be a diehard Halo fan. I think I played all of the ones up until 5.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no. Which was the one where you didn't play as Master Chief? You played as a group.
Arbiter?
No, you played like the opening scene was like you're with a bunch of Spartans. Like you're not playing as Master Chief.
ODST?
No, it wasn't. Was it that one? I feel like it was Halo 5. Let me check.
Yeah, I know there was ODST where it was like the army of Spartans, but that was kind of like
but everybody in ODST died, didn't they?
Eventually.
That was depressing.
Yeah, try reading the books.
I did play Halo 5.
Okay.
Oh no, yep. I did play. I played part of Halo 5, but I did not finish it because in the opening there was like there was too much going on, and I was like, what the hell, what is happening?
Yeah.
And I don't know why, so that just kind of turned me off, because I guess I was expecting something different. I mean, I don't know what they could do different. Halo is always going to have a fan base because of their multiplayer. Like 9 times out of 10, people buy Halo not for the campaign. They play it. They buy it for the multiplayer.
The LAN parties back in the day, especially Halo 2. Halo 2 was a joint. And I was a jam. Yep. I can tell you what it can do. Get Bungie back.
No, Bungie needs to focus on Destiny.
Like, look at the success of Destiny though. Like, Bungie technically can't do no wrong here. It's like they made a giant out of Destiny, and I feel like had they stayed on Halo, Halo would have just been as gigantic as Destiny is. And
well, I mean, but it was, and they got tired of it because they left after, was it Halo 3, 4? When did Bungie leave?
I think it was after Halo 3. I think it was 343 Studios that took over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was so into Halo when Halo 2 came out. I bought the platinum box, like the silver metal box with the game and the special DVD that shows people making the game and the journey that they went through, and have them having giant LAN parties playing Halo, the first one. Mm-hmm. And having a finished product, like, going through that journey with them, and how they had the idea of doing the Grand Theft Auto bit where you can kick someone out of a vehicle and take it over, or doing the double-handed weapon deal. Like, Halo 2 to me is top tier. Now, like, that's probably my favorite Halo game out of all of them.
So I just looked up. It looks like Bungie was the last. Halo Reach was the last game that was developed by Bungie.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see. I think I played Reach. I think Reach was the last game I actually played.
I liked Reach.
I think Reach was the last one I played.
I don't think you played as Master Chief in Reach. Did you?
I gotta Google that. Let's see. Halo. Because it's been so long since I actually played it. You can actually play it,
I know
let's see, 5th installment. Gameplay. Let me just play this.
Noble 6.
Nova 6?
Noble 6.
Okay.
I remember it being fun. I liked Halo Reach. I did play that one.
Yeah, Halo Reach is pretty dope. I'm not even gonna hold you.
All of the Halo soundtracks though slap. Like whenever I hear the Warthog run, don't let me be on the highway. There was one time when I had my coupe and I was listening to it. When I tell you I broke the sound barrier and I was like, let me slow down before I get arrested.
Yeah.
Because also, if I hit a pothole in this car, it's going to take me out. It's going to take me out. So,
yeah.
Let me slow down.
Wait. I think I know what song you're talking about. It was playing like rock music. Like it was kind of like, it was like heavy chords. It wasn't a traditional soundtrack, but I think Master Chief was in the back of the Warhol. Either that or he was in a tank. But I forgot the name of the band. And it's a well-known band. And they actually did Halo. It was on Halo 2 that they did it. But either way, when they stopped playing that, I'm like, man, I'm about to kill me some Covenant, some Flood today, bro. I was like sitting there spraying. Yeah,
I know which one. I think I know what you're talking about, and I cannot remember it off the top of my head. But I actually have a Pandora playlist, I think. I looked it up. So my Pandora playlists are so diversified.
Yeah.
I have everything from Freddie Dredd to Mr. Carmack to, I don't know if you know any of these people, but
vaguely familiar.
I have I'm gonna look right now. Where's my Pandora? Oop.
Yeah, it was Breaking Benjamin. That's who was on that.
Breaking Ben. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Harper, Shakewell. I have 90s hip hop because, of course, Logic, Cardi B. But I also have a Martin O'Donnell in Game of Thrones station. Mm-hmm. Because I am a individual of cultured taste. Also, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Can't forget them.
You got to diversify. You got to diversify your music list.
Hans Zimmer. The Hans Zimmer Pandora station is great.
Hans Zimmer Pandora station.
He's basically like the go-to composer for like most Hollywood movies.
I'm with that. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Hans Zimmer. And my music list is very much mixed up. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get in that. It could be some instrumentals. It could be some hip hop. It could be some Logic. It could be some Lupe. It could be some Tupac, Wu-Tang. Then they might switch over to Breaking Benjamin. It might have Kill Switch Engage. You might have some anime openings, some anime endings.
Yep.
Like it's.
Have you heard Elfin Lied by who was the artist? When I first, because he sampled the Elfin Lied opening song. What is his name? Oh shoot, I need to find it because you need to listen to this.
Wow,
it's a rapper. The song goes hard.
Basswolf, Bruno Mars, Mortal Kombat, Independent. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. It's to the point I have to delete some songs. Like some songs I have like I could do without. I had to delete them because it was taking up so much space. in my phone. I was like, yeah. I had like whole albums. It was wild.
I found oops. Nope, that's not it. The song is by Duru the King. The King.
I think it sounds familiar.
Look him up and look for his Elfin Lied song.
Okay.
I think it's called William Full. Nope, that's not it. I forgot what it's called. But the artist is Duru the King.
Yeah, I would definitely check it out. And also, now I know like this month has been all Galaxy stuff. It's been Star Wars Visions 2 came out. If you haven't seen Star Wars Visions 2, the second season, go ahead and check it out. A lot of good short stories in there. And that's the beauty about short stories, is because it gets you invested, it gets you engrossed into the story, and then credits. And you got nothing else. And then now you're asking for more. So it's been a few episodes in that season where I've been asking for more. I was like, I need to get expansion on this story. But also Guardians of the Galaxy, I did have this idea. I'm not saying this on air, but all the Star Wars movies, man, we got to rank those. We got to rank those. Like all the Star Wars movies now, including Han Solo, Rogue One.
And you make me have to go back and watch all of the old ones. I've seen all of them.
Okay.
That's not to say, I'm not saying that I haven't seen them. I've seen all of them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to go back.
To properly rate them? To properly put them?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the new trilogy.
What?
Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, Last Jedi.
You don't need to watch that.
Not Return of the Jedi, Last Jedi.
Don't need to watch that.
No, I know. Force Awakens was actually okay. It was actually okay. I like the visuals of it. How they introduced the stormtroopers when they was riding in the ship. I was like, oh, that's pretty dope, because it looked dark. Like it looked like this might be a bloody situation.
Have you seen? I don't know if it was like an SNL skit with Adam Driver, where, do you know what I'm talking about? How Kylo Ren went undercover for like a day, and he was sitting at the lunch table with one of the stormtroopers. He was like, Kylo Ren has a six-pack. I saw him in the locker room. His body is ripped. And the stormtrooper was like, whatever. Kylo Ren is a bitch. And he forced through him across the room. And then it switches to the stormtrooper, and he's like, you know what? I think that Kyle is actually Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
That was the funniest skit. I really do appreciate him being Kylo Ren, because he played the hell out of that part. Like, yes, the character was kind of
bratty.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know like the word to use to describe him, but yes.
He threw tantrums a lot.
But he played the hell out of that part.
He did. Like, you know, he threw tantrums a lot. Darth Vader would never, but he just choke you out. That's all Darth Vader do. Like, I'm annoyed with you, I'm gonna force choke you to death. But before we go, there was a skit on Robot Chicken. It was like they was going through orientation. And it's like, yeah. So here's what you need to do when Vader is annoyed with you. He think he has these force powers, so you got to pretend that you're choking to death. And like they did the rehearsal and everything, and he's down. Now, you know, he leaves. They take him away. He comes back as Officer Leopold, and he stay amongst the living. That way, you can stay alive, and he won't lightsaber you to death. So he said, "Well,
Robot Chicken was." We should talk about Robot Chicken, our favorite Robot Chicken shorts, because they had some absolute comedic gold.
Yeah, they had some bangers.
Yes.
It's like, hey, well, Johnson has been killed 32 times. Haven't you, Johnson? And he's like, he's solid with a beard. And he's kind of like, chickens in LA. Like the Star Wars robot chicken is probably one of my favorites. Like Gary the Stormtrooper, like, you know, take his daughter to work day, and he's like,
have you ever watched Frisky Dingo?
I haven't.
You should definitely watch Frisky Dingo. Because that show is so funny.
I'm gonna have to. That's on the list.
Oh my gosh. I think it was an Adult Swim. Was it Adult Swim? It's like right up the alley. Like if you watched Agent, is it Agent Carter? No, what is it?
You talking about Agent Elvis?
No.
I haven't watched that yet, by the way. That's on Netflix for the listeners. There's a new Michael J. White film that's coming out too, by the way, for the makers of Black Dynamite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, watch Frisky Dingo. It's only 2 seasons and there's 25 episodes.
Will do. And thank you guys for listening to us and for our upcoming games for 2023 and looking at the clips and the state of Xbox, because Xbox is not that bad. It just had a stroke of bad luck.
little they're on the struggle bus just a little bit.
Just a little bit. They're on the struggle bus just a little bit. And when it comes down to Nintendo is not going anywhere.
Nope.
Like anywhere. So we will be back next week for another live show, for another live BLERD talk. You got anything else for the listeners, Vivo, before we get out of here?
No, just thank you for tuning in and for all the comments and lending your input to the conversation, and we hope to see you next week.
That we will. So until next time, y'all. Peace.